All right. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings to you all. Welcome to another Read Aloud Sunday with me, Miss Seisha. For those of you who are my old heads, thank you for joining me once again. And if you if you're not able to catch the live, always, remember you can benefit from the replay. And to my newbies, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I hope that your day is going well. And I hope that you are reading for at least 30 minutes a day, because that was the intention for starting this Read Aloud Sunday. And I am as you see on your screen, I am the founder and executive director of ABC Read, which is a nonprofit organization that I started over 10 years ago. And our mission is to develop and nurture culture of literacy in Black and underserved communities. I'm also a pre-K through fourth grade reading tutor and an Orton Gillingham certified dyslexia tutor as well. And I also have a podcast called Real Reading Talk, which you can find it on YouTube, and you can find it everywhere where your podcasts are available. I also started selling merch, and the idea behind it was reading is freedom. And that's what I have on my shirt here, Reading is Freedom. And I have a website, readingisfreedomshop.com. And last but not least, I am also an author. That's right, I've co-authored the book, Healed, Empowered, Resilient, Her. And you can find this book on Amazon. And make sure when you read the book, make sure that you please leave us a review, your honest review, and give us comments as to why you put the starred review that you did. All right? And my chapter is chapter 5, which is entitled Escaping the Fear Trap House. So I put on when I put the flyer out, I put on there that I was going to be reading The Boldest White, which is a story about hijab and community written by Ibtihaj Muhammad. And she is a medalist an Olympic medalist in the sport fencing. However, when I looked in my library downstairs, I saw that I did not have the book, which I was surprised because I've had a copy. So my only thought is that I believe and I just thought about it just now, I actually had given that book to one of my students. I remember now, it is so funny how Allah is, right? Because I was like, man, I said, I always had a copy of that book. And sure enough, it just came to me, it dawned on me just now, I gave that copy to one of my students. So it's in good hands, so that's great. It's just that my intention was to read that book because I wanted to connect it to the passing of our ancestor, Assata Shakur. And if you do not have this book, I highly recommend that you get it. I need to share with you all a quick story. I had this book for over a year, and we've given copies away. Our organization has given copies of this book away. And I've had it for over a year on my shelf. And I'm a reader, so I've been reading different books. But for some reason, about over a month ago, I said, let me go ahead and start reading the autobiography of Assata Shakur. And I was just drawn to it. And then hearing about her passing a couple days ago, I'm like, wow. And just reading her story, y'all, oh my goodness, the things that she endured. And it's no wonder that, you have folks on one side who absolutely hated her with every fiber in their being. And then you had those of us who understand what liberation looks like. And we were so grateful to God that she was able to have that refuge in Cuba. And she did not, nobody did anything to her. She just died of just, natural, causes, being an elder. I think she was 78 years old. But she lived her life as a free woman. And I am so grateful that I started reading this autobiography. And I highly recommend that you start reading it as well. We actually, our organization, ABC Read, just ordered some more copies, which are on back order, by the way. A lot of people, you know how things work, right? Somebody has passed and they wrote a book. Now folks are flocking to go get her book. So it'll be here probably in a couple of months, they said, which is no problem, because we are going to be so happy to be able to put her autobiography in the hands of those who want to know about our powerful ancestor who has moved on, but job well done to her. She left a legacy, okay, of fierceness, bravery, and the dedication that she had to the liberation of our people. So, now, with that being said, I had to choose a different book to read because I wanted to choose a book in which I made a Kahoot game to go with the book. And so for those of you who are new, I'm quite sure you knew, obviously you don't know that I've read this book before. And I have some folks on here who have already heard the story and they absolutely loved it and they want to listen to it again. And why not read it again? There's no rules against reading a book again and again and again. All right. So this book, Unspeakable, The Tulsa Race Massacre, written by Carol Boston Weatherford and illustrated by the late Floyd Cooper. What do you know about Black Wall Street? If you don't know, make sure you stick around because you're about to find out. Once upon a time near Tulsa, Oklahoma, prospectors struck it rich in the oil fields. The wealth created jobs, raised buildings, and attracted newcomers from far and wide, seeking fortune and a fresh start. Once upon a time in Tulsa, there was a community called Greenwood. Its residents descended from Black Indians, from formerly enslaved people, and from exodusters who moved west in the late 1800s, fleeing the violence and racism of the segregated South. Once upon a time in Greenwood, there were some 10,000 people living in a 35 square block area. Train tracks divided the Black and white communities. Segregation laws called for separate neighborhoods, schools, phone booths, and railroad and street car coaches. Unfair tests made it hard for Blacks to register to vote, and laws barred marriages across racial lines. So many Black businesses cropped up along a 1-mile stretch of Greenwood Avenue that educator and business leader Booker T. Washington called the area the Negro Wall Street of America. The name later became Black Wall Street, and the community kept thriving. Once upon a time on Black Wall Street, there were dozens of restaurants and grocery stores. There were furriers, a pool hall, a bus system, and an auto shop. Nearly 200 businesses in all. There were also several libraries, a hospital, a post office, and a separate school system where some say Black children got a better education than whites. There were 2 Black-owned newspapers, the Tulsa Star and Oklahoma Sun, and over 20 churches, and 15 Black doctors, including Dr. A.C. Jackson, the most able Black surgeon in the nation. Once upon a time in Greenwood, there were barbershops and beauty salons. Miss Maybell's Little Rose Beauty Salon boomed on Thursdays when maids who worked for white families got coiffed on their day off and strutted in style up and down Greenwood Avenue. The soda fountain at Williams Confectionery was the backdrop for scores of marriage proposals. And there was the luxurious Stratford Hotel, then the largest Black-owned hotel in the nation. Black guests were welcome there, even as they were barred from Tulsa's white hotels. Once upon a time in Greenwood, there were 2 movie theaters, including the 800-seat Black-owned Dreamland. There were even 6 privately owned airplanes. But in 1921, not everyone in Tulsa was pleased with these signs of Black wealth, undeniable proof that African Americans could achieve just as much, if not more, than whites. All it took was one elevator ride, one 17-year-old white elevator operator accusing a 19-year-old Black shoe-shine man of assault for simmering hatred to boil over. With the accused man in jail, the white-owned Tulsa Tribune newspaper ran a headline prompting readers to nab him. Fearing the man would be lynched, killed by a mob before his trial, 30 armed Black men rushed downtown to his rescue. At the jail, they faced off with 2,000 armed whites. On May 31st, 1921, one day after Memorial Day, a holiday honoring fallen soldiers, skirmishes between the 2 groups left 2 Black men and 10 white men dead. But the worst was yet to come. Unable to get to the jailed suspect, the white mob sparked rumors that the Black community planned to attack. Unchecked, and in some cases deputized by the police, the white mob stormed into Greenwood, looting and burning homes and businesses that Blacks had saved and sacrificed to build. Threatening to shoot, the mob blocked firefighters from putting out the blazes. African American World War I veterans took up arms to defend their families and property, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. Families fled with only what they could carry. Once upon a time in Greenwood, up to 300 Black people, including Dr. Jackson, were killed. Hundreds more were injured. More than 8,000 people were left homeless, and hundreds of businesses and other establishments were reduced to ash. The police did nothing to protect the Black community. When the National Guard arrived the next day, all that was left to do was put out fires and move thousands of Black residents into camps outside of Tulsa. As their community lay in ruins, Black residents had to carry passes to enter the city. In the days and weeks that followed, some Black Tulsans left and never returned. Others stayed and rebuilt the Greenwood community, only to witness its decline in the 1960s. For decades, survivors did not speak of the terror. 75 years passed before lawmakers launched an investigation to uncover the painful truth about the worst racial attack in United States history. Police and city officials had plotted with the white mob to destroy the nation's wealthiest Black community. Today, Tulsa's Reconciliation Park remembers victims of the 1921 massacre and recalls the role of African Americans in Oklahoma history. But the park is not just a bronze monument to the past. It is a place to realize the responsibility we all have to reject hatred and violence and to instead choose hope. The end. And here, this is on the back, the author's note, and just wanted to make note of the illustrator. He actually is a descendant. Well, he's passed on, Floyd Cooper. He was a descendant of one of the victims of the Tulsa, Oklahoma lynching, okay? Destruction. So this is the story that our children, for sure, most definitely should know about. And I feel like that Carol Boston Weatherford did an excellent job in putting the story in a way where it's palatable and easy to digest and connect with for our young people, all right? So I highly recommend that you go to the library and you check this book out. So now, without further ado, I do have a Kahoot game that I created with to check to see if you guys were paying attention, right? You guys were able to get those nuggets from the book. So let me go ahead and share the Kahoot game. Oh, well, let me do this. I did that wrong, actually. I have to press this button. And then I do share screen. Yep. All right, perfect. All right. All right, you all. So, all right, I'm going to be sharing in a minute. And so I hope you all have your device in hand. And I believe I think it's either 12 or 15 questions. So it's loading now. All right, so I'm gonna click start and then share the tab. All right, so go ahead and put those numbers in and let's see if you remembered the details of the story, right? All right, I'm seeing people join. I love it. Go ahead and put in those numbers and I should start seeing your name, whatever name you put in. Of course, something appropriate if you don't use a nickname, on the screen. So I see 3 people who are watching right now, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure you share this live too. If you guys are gaining benefit, please make sure you share. We see enough craziness right out in the internet streets. So share this for me. I appreciate you tremendously. All right. So go ahead and type in the numbers so that I can see your names pop up. So then I can begin to click start so you guys can play. All right. And remember, you can even scan too. You can even do the QR code. That's what I meant to say. Yep. Thank you again for my YouTube people. I appreciate you guys. I know you guys, for those who've been rocking with me for a while, I know you all have heard that story a few times. Plus, I actually have read the story. It's already on my YouTube channel. I read it when I very first got the book. I think it was like a couple of years ago. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Thank you. Thank you. Again, make sure that you share. Again, I'm just waiting for people to pop on in. The game pin is right there because I can't start the game until at least one participant comes in. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, I see one person in. Yay! There you go. I guess that's I. What's up, I? And I see Missum. I see I and Missum. Can I get a third? Can I get a third? I see 3 people watching. Is one out of the 3? You gonna join us? Can I get a third? Can I get a whoop whoop? Oh, sorry, I just want to say that. Again, thank you all for joining me on YouTube Live as well as LinkedIn and Facebook, my ABC Read page. So that's where I'm going live from, the ABC Read page. So, all right. So it looks like this is going to be it. I just see 2 participants, which is fine. Hey, 2 is great. I at least want to see. I prefer 2 instead of 1. So a person doesn't have to be playing by themselves. There's some competition, healthy competition. So let me go ahead and share. Let me go back so I can go ahead and start. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, unspeakable. As soon as you ever turn on that light for me. Turn on the light for me. Thanks. So where did the story take place? There we go. Stop. Okay, you should already know. If you look at the title. All right, thank you. Thank you. I was getting a little nervy. I'm like, come on, what's up? What's up with it? All right, let's see who got it in first up. Oh, okay. And you see how Kahoot works, right? You can get the right answer, but it's not just that. You have to get it in the quickest, okay? What natural resource allowed the Black people in Tulsa to create a wealthy, thriving town? I forgot that article A in front of thriving. Remember, what did they struck? They struck it rich in what natural resource? Was it oil, gold, coal? All right, whoever chose oil, you are correct. All right, let's see. Next. Oh, Missum. Missum said, you ain't about to beat me, Okay. Why did the Black people move to the community called Greenwood? Why did they move there? What was the issue? Now, you know it wasn't because Siri told them to move there, right? Y'all, did you peep that? You know, Siri wasn't around yet. Wasn't no Apple. All right, Missum is in the lead. All right. What was the basic meaning of segregation laws? And these you have to, very good. That's right. And you notice with the first answer, I said laws that said Black and white people can live together. Now, if somebody was not reading carefully, they could have chosen that. All right, so that's why it's very important to what? Read the selections thoroughly, all right? All right, good. All right, let's do this one. Who was the man that called the town Negro Wall Street of America? Who was that man? his name was said in the book. If you chose Booker T. Washington, you are correct. That's right. It was Booker T. Washington. Malcolm X at that time, actually Malcolm X, he was not born yet because this was in 1921 and Malcolm X was born in 1925. So he wasn't even, as we say, a twinkle in his mommy and daddy's eye at that time. What was the name that this rich town was called later on? You hear it a lot nowadays. You hear it a lot. So one person answered, real simple. That's right. Very good. Very good. Black Wall Street. Yep. Ooh, Missum has 6 correct. And ooh, Missum is on fire. Missum on fire. All right, let's see. How many black-owned newspapers did Black Wall Street have? It said it in the book. How many were there? If you chose 2, you were correct. That's right. There were only 2. Okay. All right. Miss them on it again. All right. Come on, Come on, How many privately owned airplanes did the town have? Said that as well. All right. Yes, that's right. 6 was the answer. Oh, I got that one. Okay, all right. I said no. You ain't about to outdo me, Missum. What was the name of the big movie theater in Black Wall Street? See if y'all remember that. You see how I put them choices, tried to trip you up a little bit. Let's see if you fierce on it. And if you chose Dreamland, you were correct. Let's see which one chose Dreamland. Let's see. Who was that? Wow, Missum. All right. Missum said, step back. I's got this. I's got it. All right. What did the 17-year-old white girl accuse the young black man of? Okay. Simple. Unfortunately, this is a typical accusation that black men would get throughout history. All right. Yes. Assault or trying to hurt her. All right. And I did that for those who didn't, for my young people who may not have known what the word assault meant. So that's what I put, trying to hurt her. All right. All right. Down to the last 2 questions. This is question 11. After the black man was put in jail, what did the black men of Tulsa immediately do? What did the black men immediately do? Thank you. That's right. They rushed to get him out of jail. They said because they knew what they say in the book. If they didn't, because they knew that they were going to lynch him. Lynch meaning to hang. That's what that means. After the fight, what lie did the white men say the black community was going to do to them? Forgot to put the preposition to in front of them. Yes, that's right. They planned to attack them. That was what they said. That's why, they were trying to justify them going in there and they did drop a bomb on Black Wall Street, by the way. Great job. All right. Woo! Great job. I and Missum only missed one. Go ahead, Missum. Missum said I only missed one. All right. Look at this. Congratulations. Yes. Woo! That's what's up. I am just super proud of y'all. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I appreciate you. And again, if this is something that you want to see more of, please keep sharing. because I absolutely enjoy reading these books and now have the added component of making a Kahoot game. So this can help test the knowledge that you all have of the story that was read. So this is literally a great way to build your child's comprehension skills. We talk about fun, engaging, books that are relatable. You get that story being read. So you're getting some reading in. This, I would love to see a lot of participants. I need to see more of our people, and I appreciate you all because I see I have 3 people still in on the live, and I thank you all so much for still sticking around. Again, if this is beneficial, you guys make sure you share it. Post it on your page. I come on here every Sunday, unless only time I don't come on here is if there was some type of issue where I couldn't. My intention every Sunday, I pushed the time back to 6:30. I know I've been kind of switching the time a little bit. But 6:30 is the time that I've been coming on. I'm going to actually, I know, I will choose a time that I will be consistent with instead of switching the time. You guys can even let me know in the comments too. What times would you like for me to come on and read? Because I do want your young people to read and to be able to listen to the story. And I know it's a Sunday, and I know a lot of folks are getting their kids in bed for school the next day. But I really would love to see a lot of our young folks in these Read Aloud Sundays. All right. So thank you again. My name is Miss Sasha. Please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Share, share, share. Take care. Reading is freedom.